next, we're heading to Thailand because the country is set to become the first Southeast Asian nation to recognise equal marriage. This after lawmakers overwhelmingly voted in favour of a same-sex marriage bill. 400 MPs voted yes and just 10 against. To become law, the bill still needs the approval of the Senate and the royal endorsement as well, but that is expected by the end of this year. Here's some reaction first from Bangkok.
Many people around me are LGBTQ. Everyone wants this bill to pass because they want to be able to marry just like everyone else.
I'm pleased that the marriage equality legislation has passed, and I hope it will be implemented because it will likely benefit many people.
Some warm reaction there to this same-sex marriage bill. Let's talk now to Phil Robertson. He's the Deputy Asia Director at Human Rights Watch. He joins us from Bangkok. Good to speak to you today. How big a step is this for Thailand, in your view?
This is a huge step. This is a big thing. This is ultimately the bill that many people wanted. It does guarantee full same-sex marriage rights to marry. It is marriage equality, and I think that this is a huge step forward for the LGBTQ community in Thailand, and I think that a lot of people should be applauding this. This is the way that we hope that many other countries in Southeast Asia will follow, that Thailand can lead the way as the first country in Southeast Asia to pass such a bill, but that other countries will also look and decide to do the same.
Does that timeline I spelt out a moment ago seem doable to you, that this will get the royal assent and thus become law by the end of this year?
It probably will move faster than that, actually. We understand that they want to move it through the Senate fairly quickly. The Senate, which is an unelected Senate, is broadly supportive, as is the government and the palace. We understand that they want to try to get this through before International Pride Day in June. So we'll see how whether they can do it or not. But so far, it has moved quite quickly and has, as you saw from that vote in the lower house, strong support from parties across the spectrum.
Can you tell us a bit about what kind of discrimination LGBT people face at the moment in Thailand? Not obviously just in terms of the law, but societally more largely.
Well, I mean, obviously, this is going to deal with the issue of marriage equality, the right to marry, obviously, the right to adopt children and have families. And I think that's very important. But there is still significant problems connected to, for instance, employment discrimination, and particularly for transgender people. So, there's still a problem now where a person's national ID card contains the gender marker that they are born with. And it's very difficult for them to change that, almost impossible. So when someone is a transgender man appears with an ID card that they have to give at a employment interview that says that they were born a woman, it becomes very easy for the employer to just say, well, thank you very much, and there are other candidates we're going to look at. This kind of subtle discrimination still exists, and it's still a major problem. That needs to be tackled next.
You mentioned earlier your hope that this could encourage other countries in the region to do the same. Which countries are you thinking of?
Well, we're thinking about some of the other Buddhist majority countries in Southeast Asia: Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam. If finally there's some sort of democratic resolution in Myanmar, that would be also another country. That I think would be a very good start. With the ASEAN 5 Buddhist countries, Vietnam as well, supporting LGBT rights, it would become much more difficult for countries like Indonesia and Malaysia to continue the homophobic, discriminatory, and frankly, massively rights abusing approach that they have towards LGBT persons.